Welcome to Staff's Uni! Hello, welcome to Staffordshire University. I'm Ant.
I'm Ted.
And we're here for the opening of the 12th annual Global Games Jam. It's the 12th year Staff's Uni is hosted as well. So, been here every year. We're currently doing sign-in just behind us. We have 2 hours of that left until the keynote. And then everybody's going to get started making their 48 hours of games. And it's going to be a fun time.
48 hours of hardcore programming, working, development of games, and
General chaos and madness spread throughout. I think.
sleeping under desks.
How many labs have we got booked here?
7?
Yeah, so 7 labs
7
of
I think.
30 to 50 people each. There's lots of computers. We're expecting about 200 jammers, but we've got space for as many as 400 should we get a load of late sign-ups in the next 2 hours.
Yep. Handle the overflow.
Going to be a very interesting weekend. Hello, welcome to Staffordshire University for the 12th annual Global Games Jam, and this is actually the 12th year we've run a jam here. So we've been here every year, and this year we've been asked to host a segment on this stream. So yeah, here we are. I'm Ant.
And I'm Ari, and this is currently 10 p.m. GMT, so our time, but unfortunately we can't tell you anything about the theme, because despite the fact we've been going for 5 hours now, it's still another 5 hours before we can talk about the theme due to Hawaii. So thank you, Hawaii, for being the last one. Yes, but because of this, we will be telling you a little bit about Staff's Uni and everything we did last year. And yeah, we've done 12 games jams, as Ant said, so we've been here since the very beginning. And yeah, how many have you done? I know you've been here a long time.
Well, the first jam I did here was 2014, which was a hell of a theme to say. We don't see the world as it is, we see it the way we are. That got interesting.
It sounds very in-depth.
Yeah. Then 2015 was What Do We Do Now, where everybody made post-apocalyptic games, because it's just the done thing.
It sounds appropriate.
16 was Ritual, where everybody made a game about Cthulhu. 17 was Waves, where everybody made a game about water. I didn't do Transmission, so I don't know what everybody did then. Then last year was Home, and yeah, now we're here helping run and presenting this year. You were here last year. Tell us a bit about what you did.
I didn't exactly do anything really last year, but last year we had our media group, do a 48-hour live broadcast, and that was over the entirety of the entire weekend. Everyone took it in shifts, and it was interesting to say the least.
It was a hell of an undertaking.
We also had our great Staff's TV, who we have, thanks to this, helping us and recording their own videos, which you can find online. And yeah, it's been a hell of a journey, I can say, and it was a very interesting weekend. But yeah.
Yeah, so we can't tell you about this year's theme yet, unfortunately, much as we'd like to. So instead, we're going to show you some footage of last year's jammers discussing last year's theme.
What home means to you?
So the theme of home is something that's really broad.
We thought a couple of times about what home would mean to us and what home would just mean to anyone in general.
Protection, it's like comfort and stuff like that.
So we thought it'd be quite interesting to kind of cover the negative side or something a little bit more darker.
Home is often something someone would remember.
Yeah, I actually slept here the other night, so that was pretty fun actually.
It's surprisingly chilled.
So we wanted to talk a bit about last year's games, what they did well, what we want to see more of, how well they did. So yeah, here's a selection of videos from last year's games around the theme, what home means to you. Oh, I remember this one. Right, every time people talk about good games from last year, the first thing they say is, oh, the bird one, and then nothing else because they don't remember anything else about it. But look at this, it's absolutely beautiful.
The thing that really intrigues me the most about this is I really want to know what kind of bird it's supposed to be. Like, I mean, part of me is like, it looks like a blue jay, but it's not, if you know what I mean. But it's beautiful. I mean the bird still, not everything else.
I was amazed that they'd managed to get flying mechanics in 48 hours. They're not easy to make. And it looks so pretty.
That is a
There you
beautiful
go.
logo.
Feather Away from Home.
Oh.
The bird one. So a beautiful game with flying mechanics somehow, but I'm not really sure what we're meant to be. You know, is it a flying simulator, like a walking simulator for birds, or is there an objective here? It would be nice to see some of that in the video. I'm sure there was. I don't think many game developers would hear, home, flying simulator.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's like a home for a bird is the nest, and the entire purpose of it realistically is, leaving the nest, leaving, children, siblings, moving from that into the further world.
I think I remember the bird in the rocking chair. Is it a bird? The cat? The thing in the rocking chair. I remember this game. And the weird face. Yeah, this was one of the weird ones. So some people took last year's theme fairly straightforward. Some people went a bit sideways with it. If I remember right, this one was about... Ooh. If I remember right, this one is about escaping the house.
But why? That's my question.
Look at that house. Would you not want to escape the house with the creepy bird on the rocking chair?
I mean, as long as he wasn't harming me, no, I'm good.
I'm getting bad vibes off him. You see, and then he does that.
Look at those legs.
I love the animation in this. And there we go. It's called Home Is Where. I remember watching that when it was first shown in the presentation at the end of the jam. And people were, as soon as that rotating face showed up on the door, this ripple of laughter goes through the room, and it stays there for a bit, and then the Birdman stands up, and everybody shuts up. There's just something wrong about that Birdman.
Oh yeah, he is terrifying.
It's really impressive to be able to, shut a room up with just an animation of a 2D figure standing up. That was great. Oh, this one's got a Game Jam logo in case you forgot where you are. I remember this one. Mun. It's the fish. The fish that's also a boat.
What's even the concept of that?
I never really understood this game.
That is a cool
But
trap though.
I don't think it's a game that's supposed to be understood. This is the one Ted and his team were working on.
Oh, right.
Mun Mun. Oh, with a trailer that's got some unfortunately, some flashy UE4 footage still leaves you really, really confused.
I mean, that crab was cool. That's all I
Yeah.
have to say.
I'd play it off that footage, so I guess it's a good trailer, but...
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm still really confused and feel like I should go and ask people why it's a boat and a fish.
But then, is that what makes you want to play it? Because you'll get the answers.
No,
Well, you
not
hope
really.
you'll get the answers. It's a Game Jam game. It might not answer any
Not
questions.
really. No, exactly. It'll never answer everything I need.
So,
Like, why is the crab gigantic?
the guys making that called themselves Team Mun, and I think they pronounced it Mun. It's... Yeah, all I got was the text. But they were sat right next to me, and I was there working on my own while they were jamming along. And they had an interesting time. They were really passionate about that game. And yeah, that's their finished trailer. And yeah, I want to play it.
That's one of the shorter trailers we've seen so far, but it's
So effective.
Still, yeah, exactly. It's still incredibly capturing, and it kind of makes me, like you said, want to know more. That crab really has me enticed. I'm gonna be honest.
That's a sentence you don't hear every day.
Exactly.
What's next? That crab really has me enticed. Okay.
Yes.
Ooh.
You know
Okay.
what? I remember talking to the guys who made this about it, and
Is that one of them?
I think so. I don't remember exactly.
What is going on here? There's
It was supposed to
cardboard
be.
cutouts and
It was supposed to be basically, an office environment.
I'm getting the Office, Realtor Simulator vibe.
Yeah.
A short trailer with far too many hands and a cardboard cutout of what looked like one of the game developers.
Maybe.
Or I don't know, maybe it's just a guy they got off Google. Who knows?
Potentially. I know that I think originally they were planning on using lecturers for it here at Staffs, but I don't know. Honestly.
I think the lecturers would have been in for that.
Yeah.
I made
Yeah.
a game where we had the lecturers do all the voice acting. It'd be great. Yeah, I'd play that. Probably just because it's really weird.
I mean, I'd play it because I like office simulators, but at the same time,
What kind of monster are you?
at the same time, it looks incredibly confusing and too in-depth. But who knows? Maybe we'll have to check it out.
The one about the lobster with... Yes, I remember this. The hermit crab.
I am loving the detail on this.
This is really cute. I love the speech bubbles. So I'm... Never played... Oh, okay. Oh, and you grow up and you get bigger and you need a new shell.
So kind
But
of
your health
like,
goes down when you're not in a shell.
Yeah.
Presumably? I mean, it's going down.
It's kind of like feed and grow.
Ooh, and seagulls aren't good.
Well,
Okay.
seagulls are never good for anyone, are they?
No, nobody likes seagulls. And then when you're in a big shell, are we going to get a big shell? You get a big shell and you have to get a new one before you outgrow it. Oh, and you get the food so you can fit in the bigger shell. And that protects you from the seagulls. And then your health's still going down because you're in a shell that's, you're still growing into the shell and it's not getting any bigger. I love the speech bubbles. That's cute. I'm sad we only saw 2 of them.
I know, but at the same time, it is incredibly cute.
It is.
And that animation style is beautiful.
It's the legs going.
I know. I'm sorry, what is that title?
Horn as snails? Hard as
Oh.
snails!
Oh!
Well, it's about snails. And
Really? You didn't get
feels
that
like
from
it's
the
got a bit of
title?
a Zelda vibe to it. And little snail is confused. But he's kind of cute, and I like Dad's glasses. They look like my glasses. Oh, and Dad's gonna
Oh.
die.
Oh.
Oh, he's gonna die on screen? Oh no. Oh, I thought he was going to hide in the shell then. I thought we were having a rerun of the hermit crab thing. Oh, and then a slug. No? Oh, he's got to protect Dad's I see. Why do the slugs want the shell?
because they're slugs. That
Oh, and
way
they've
they
got
become
trails.
snails.
You can't. It's a rule. You are not allowed to have slugs in video games unless they've got slime
yeah.
trails that you can't cross.
Oh,
so-
wow. Wow, that pun.
I like it.
Also, surely a snail
Tuna?
having
Tuna?
what?
I guess did slugs not like tuna? So it's wave defense.
I'm still confused about the tuna thing.
Yeah, I like the idea, and there's an awful pun in there, which that appeals to me.
But my question is, if it's a snail with a salt shaker, surely that's going to affect the snail as well, because even snails don't like salt.
Yeah, let's just pretend.
We're just going to skip
We'll
that?
gloss
Okay.
over that bit.
Okay, we'll just skip the fatal
We're looking
four.
too far behind the curtain there.
It's a shame.
But it's slugs with harmful slug trails, so
Yeah.
you know it's hitting the major rule of slugs in video games.
I mean, it is kind of a crucial one. If you look at every video game possible that has a slug in, it always has one.
I mean, I still want to know why they're trying to steal the shell, but
Well, because it then makes them a snail. As the saying goes.
not.
Yeah, as
Slugs
the
aren't
saying,
hermit crabs.
No. The saying goes, a snail without a shell is a slug. And then
Yeah,
if a
that's
slug gets
just-
a shell.
You're confusing me. Next game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a UE4 game.
Oof.
Hang your hat.
Wow.
Home is wherever you hang your hat.
Ah, that
Okay.
is a good saying.
And
Oh, that character.
I remember that bit because everybody loved the cowboy hat, and
I mean, what's
there
not
was
to
a
love
cheer
about
that went
Cowboy
up,
Hat?
and then we never saw any of the other hats.
Again,
Where
what
will
is
you
not
hang
to
your?
love about?
Oh, I see. Okay. I remember this now. You frisbee your hat around the place, and you try and land it on things, and it does stuff,
You get
and you get
multiple
your
hats.
heads. Oh, if you land your hat on somewhere that they've marked as somewhere you can hang the hat, it stays, and then you get another hat back. And I think you're meant to put as many hats around the place as possible. Like you're
I mean, that'd be
claiming the house with your hat.
it'd be a nice house design, to be fair. Just a house full of hats.
Oh, we found the hat stand. I'm not really sure I see where it's. I get the premise.
Yeah, because, like you said, as
Ooh.
the saying goes, home is
Ooh.
where you hang your hat.
Weird, creepy basement that's getting smaller and he's not going to fit. Oh, what?
Oh, okay.
Because home is where the heart is.
Oh, wow.
Oh no.
But why would you even try and hang a hat on a heart?
I didn't like that.
Yeah, I know that
was
that
two
was
two puns
creepy.
in one. That's too much for me.
Oh no, see, I just didn't like the design of the heart. It was too realistic and creepy.
Oh, I liked that. That was a good kind of creepy. That was a we want this to be creepy kind of
Yeah,
creepy.
I guess,
The
but
two puns at once is just too much for me to handle.
I mean, it's a game about hats. What's not to love about it? Exactly. Hats are
It's like
basically
they've
everything.
distilled Team Fortress 2 down to its
Just hats.
purest element.
Yeah.
It's a hat hanging simulator. Interesting genre. But this trailer has some amazing creepy music in it.
That ghost is so cute.
So, haunting... I saw some interaction with a person earlier, but I didn't really get what was going on. Is that a person or another kind of ghost? And there's a timer.
But why?
But what's...
Oh,
So
I think
the people go around doing their thing, and as the ghost, you try to
I think
try to
it's-
spook them.
Yeah, I
You
was
can
gonna
fly through
say it
walls.
seems like you're trying to disrupt their life as much as possible.
Oh, and you have to
before they
avoid
can-
the. Oh, you avoid them. You.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's a detection sphere, presumably.
Yeah.
You apparently can't walk through walls, but can go through
Oh, that's cute.
the walls.
Oh, that's even cuter.
Now, is it called Boo?
I'm gonna assume so.
It's the only text we saw. It's called Boo now.
Yep.
So you wander around the house, avoid the people, set haunting traps for them, I
Yeah.
guess. And I'm not sure if that tall, slender, black-coloured thing was meant to be a person or some other kind
I
of...
mean, it just looked like a person with a very
Ghost.
flowy dress.
It could have been a very flowy dress. Shaped. I was thinking like some sort of wraith or something.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
kind
know.
of floaty. Just something floaty, realistically.
But it didn't look like you could walk through the doors.
no.
That seemed odd. Had to go through the wall every time.
I mean, if you think about it, it would kind of be ghost mechanics. Because ghost mechanics
why
are
would
usually...
you? If you could walk through a door, would you ever walk through? No, if you could
Exactly.
walk through a wall, would you ever walk through a door?
No,
I wouldn't.
exactly. What's the point in doors if you can walk through a wall?
There's people that go through doors as well, so it's not a good tactical
Exactly.
choice for that game.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Yeah, it was.
And the
incredibly-
music was nice. It's nice
incredible.
to see good music in jams. People usually don't have the time to even start thinking about sound, let alone going out and find something or making their own.
Yeah.
What's next? Oh no, it's me.
You look incredibly young there. I don't know why. It's
That's-
only been a year.
That is only a year ago. Okay, so I thought I went into this jam deciding I was going to do something weird. So I made a game that is set in Stoke, so it's home, and it mostly, the game is in Stoke. You have to go out around Stoke and play it.
It's kind of a AI game. Not AI, AR game.
Yeah. So there's puzzles that send you off around Stoke, and then you solve the puzzles. You open this audio file, and there's a web address in a bit of noise somewhere.
Because I remember just towards the end, you were like, "Are you around to test it?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No." just I'm busy, but like I kind of regret not testing it for you because it looks amazing.
And you missed your chance now. That game was only live for 48 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to make a game, and everybody who wanted to play the game had to play the game inside 48 hours.
But the amazing thing is you did that on your own as well. And that's what kind of takes that more in depth.
Never doing a solo project again. Never.
But
It's good fun though.
Exactly. The thing with yours was it seemed so in depth compared to everyone else's. That's something I found while I was walking around the entire place. Yours seemed the most complex.
It's because I made the puzzles too hard. And there
Yeah.
was too many of them. Nobody got to the end. Which is fine, because the prize was just, at the end there was just another video.
Yeah.
And it was,
But at the same
it's the
time.
journey.
Exactly. And it's everything that you did towards that
It was a
that
journey
makes the
home.
difference.
It's a
Exactly.
journey home.
And while we're on that topic of last year's games and the people who made them, why don't we take a look at what last year's people thought of their games?
Last year I primarily did artwork and constructed the game controller we made and used.
Mine was mainly code and design. I was in more of a managerial role, managing 2 different programmers last year, and this time I'm doing most of it myself.
So we did a game called Hard Snails, which was a tower defense game where you're a snail and you move about defending your father's fabled shell, and you have to defend it from slugs who are attacking you. And we want to incorporate something informative into the new idea that's going to be coming. We have no idea what it is. We have no idea what we're going to do, but we want to sort of create something very interesting.
Very interesting, yeah. I don't know. I was the only art person on our team, so I was making a load of characters and snails and slugs and trees and things. But it was fun, and I got to make trailers too. So it was a fun slug game.
Last year, we can't remember the theme. It was life, or I was home, and we discussed it and decided that home to us is stress. So we made a game about stress. We designed and built a controller beforehand using 3D printers and electronics and whatnot, designed to be as infuriating as possible. It was about that big. It was really difficult to hold. The buttons were just randomly placed, and that was the controller for a game that was designed to be as frustrating as possible. It was a life simulation. So you grow up and get old and fail and die.
Yes, as realistic as possible. Well, I mean, aside from the button combinations, but that's
The premise of the game was you are a office worker inside of a real estate office, and you had a co-worker called Jerry who ferries some of your paperwork to and from the scanner, but sometimes he also takes it to the shredder and he ends up shredding your work. And to stop him from shredding your work, you have to pick up office utensils like scissors, staplers, and basically throw them at Jerry to make sure he stops doing that. And basically, you're trying to get all the paperwork done in the day for all the houses you're trying to sell.
And if it goes right, it's all because of Jerry, and if it goes wrong, it's all because of you, because Jerry's great. So you had to try and complete more and more tasks as they went on.
The designing our own controller went down well, so we're going to do that again this year. We've decided this year, rather than building one in advance, we've brought 2 3D printers with us, so we're going to design and build one based on whatever theme we get.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a... last year, really every year in Games Jam is always a lesson about how little goes right within 48 hours. So instead of focusing on like a larger game, we're going to do a smaller, more interesting game, which requires a little bit less work, and so we can put in more testing, put more more polish into the design of the controller as well. Because we're going for a completely different design this year, a board-based, arcadey style one, rather than like a one that you can hold in your hands like a traditional controller.
Optimizing workflows and things, that's the most important thing.
Not leaving the trailer until the last 20 minutes was a good idea, and uploading maybe an hour before the end instead of 10 minutes before the end was also a good idea. So time management is super important, which is what we need to do this time.
Being more relaxed when making a game, it helps a lot. And sound effects is something that really help as well. Having just basic simple sounds really adds an impact to the game and makes it feel better to play. So
we made sure that we'd go away every day, and sort of if there were any issues, we'd either cut things out midway through, or we'd be like, okay, can we make this easier by something we've already found, like sound effects, rather than like going away. And we did some like funny recording stuff and just tried to get it in quick, and sometimes we're like, well, that's great, let's use that for like 2 or 3 different things. A lot of it was just knowing when to make sure you weren't doing too much, and also take breaks. So we were like, we went away and slept every day, first night and the second one.
Trying to get 8 hours.
And
6 hours.
The amount of times we came back and we were just like, hey, like I had an idea of how to do this, and we solved a problem that might have been the last hour of the Games Jam. And it just made it a lot more fun. No one was stressed at each other. You never worried, and we had a good laugh. So it's to try and keep up that kind of atmosphere. Otherwise, you just end up bogging down and completing something that's way out of the time frame and not having fun, which is the point.
The main thing was trying to have fun from the event and not have to worry about what we're making. And it's fine if we have to scale back and cut certain things out, but the main thing was trying to make something to end up having a fun time and learning something from it altogether. So
if something made us laugh, we tried to include it. So we're like, it'd be really funny if this happened and that's just stupid. Like it's a funny line or something. If it made all of us giggle, we were like, oh, let's put it in for fun, and we just like stick it in super fast, even if it was just a bit pointless. So the game's a bit more enjoyable rather than like just for pure functionality.
I've been learning a lot of programming over the past year as well, so I hope to incorporate everything that I've learned from them.
I'm hoping, because we have a few more artists this time, we'll be able to focus on everyone's different specialities, so I'll be able to focus on characters and not make everything.
Source control, I'd say. Because we tried to set up at the beginning, and then it was it's always a bit of a nightmare, but sometimes we'd be like, am I okay to push? And so I'd be like, oh, I worked on that as well. And then so we have to make sure, like, right, who's doing what. We were fairly good at it last year, but it's always the last day. You're like, which one of us is going to do that so the push doesn't break anything? So
you end up having like, everyone haul around one computer trying to make sure, is everything working? Is everything okay?
So we had 170 jammers last year. Oh, it was 170 registered on the Game Jam website. We don't have figures for how many of them actually showed up, but 170 is nice.
I mean, the year before that we had about 210, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we've got around 200 today.
Maybe more, maybe less.
Give or take a couple. We've, historically, 200 and something has been enough for this to be the biggest jam site in the UK, second biggest in Europe, and third biggest in the world. I think we had all those all at the same time, but we've also had different ones at different times as well. But you know, big is nice. We might have a record again this year, but we haven't really
Hopefully.
stopped to check. But we're not aiming for big. We don't want to necessarily be a big jam. We want to be a fun jam.
I mean, I really feel like Games Jam should have a reward for this, for being the most fun, and record it somehow.
How do you quantify
get
that,
on
though?
this.
How do you define what's
know.
the funnest? You're just gonna have to ask people.
You're just gonna have to film it and be like, look at these people having fun.
You can just look at the games. We've had some pretty fun games here in the past. Some really well received. I mean, there's the bird one, Further Away from Home. It's just the bird one.
You keep forgetting.
I'm not forgetting the name. It is the bird one. Everybody here calls it the bird one. Further Away from Home. It's pretty.
Beautiful.
It's got really neat flying mechanics, and everybody here remembers it. So you know they did something right.
Oh yeah.
They probably did many things right.
I mean, flying mechanics was the first thing.
Yeah, that was very impressive. The year we had waves. I think 2017.
I was gonna say, I think it's
2017. Yeah, we had a game where you played as someone who'd been stranded on a desert island, and there was a big tsunami coming, and you had to go and gather everything you had on this island and put it on your raft, and then you could ride out the tsunami before it got to you.
So kind of
That
like
was-
the before of Raft.
Yeah, I guess. There was this weird rock that they had as well, and everybody liked the rock. Everybody remembers the rock for some reason. I think that was the team that made Moon as well, because they had Moon in the name of this game somewhere.
Oh.
I don't remember. It's the tsunami raft game.
Yeah.
Things just don't seem to get remembered by their name, just by what they are. It's the bird game. It's the raft game.
I mean, that's because names quite often are either too long or too difficult to remember.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they get a bit weird.
it's
don't they?
just easier to define by what it is.
Yeah. There was a ritual game we had in Stafford as well, where you played as a potion maker, and you'd lost your potions book, so you couldn't remember any of your recipes, and you had to go and you had to cure all these ailments that the people in your town had, but you had to guess how you'd make that, and you'd go through the ritual of putting all your ingredients together and trying not to blow something up or burn your house down. It was great fun.
Okay, but can we go back to 2017 for a minute and talk about your game that you made, because that was also a very beautiful game.
Yeah, that was a weird one. We thought everybody else is going to be making a game about waves. We're doing water. We sat there and I was the sound guy, and I turned to the other guys and I went, sound waves. I was like, okay.
Could have gone anything else, gamma rays, because it's still waves.
Sound waves. We ended up making a game where you're trapped in an underground bunker and you're blind, or it's really dark, or we never really decided that. But there's no visuals. Instead, you have sonar. You send out a wave of particle effects, and it briefly lights the environment up, and you find your way around.
So kind of like whales.
Yeah. Except your sonar is also attracting the monster that's wandering around the place. And at the end of the video, it grabs you and it throws you against the wall or something. And everybody just kind of went, this is too scary. It's been 48 hours and I've not slept enough. But yes, it's some great fun.
Yeah.
And I really hope we've got something like that this year, where you can feel a response in the room during the presentation.
I mean, there's at least one every year, and that end keynote's going to be beautiful when we do a presentation of everyone's games.
But we can't talk about the theme.
But yes,
this is. We can talk about last year's theme.
We can.
And we can talk about what the theme might have been and what people thought the theme would be as they were coming in. So we've got some footage where we asked jammers, what do you think the theme's going to be this year, as they showed up, and had them guess. And we're going to see what they think.
Maybe something with a lot of room for interpretation.
Oh, 3D printed controllers would work well.
But every time I think, there's no chance that this theme could be worse than last year. But every time it is, and I have no idea what we're going to do.
Other than that, no, pretty open.
Yeah, as probably is. I like them more open because it gives you a bit more scope to fit in what you. Because everyone obviously has something they'd like to do before going in, so something that you can fit that in well.
Something where we can do sort of branch out into anything we want to do, any genre that we can sort of go into. Instead of something very specific, we want something just open-minded.
The ones that are sentence are a bit too confusing, so you're trying to get a concept across. When there's something like a car driving, or like a crash, or like even a bottle hitting the floor, or like a tin can like bouncing, it's just something fun, because you're like, oh, let's get like a bunch of physics stuff. Or if it's like, I think one was a heartbeat, and it was like surgery stuff, or like horror themed. So it's
even
like
like
sound effect.
Even like one word sort of things are really good, like rain, for example, like just rain, because there's so much stuff you can take from that, of like the water and the effect, how it makes you feel, and what you are related to, what you feel related to water and rain. So it's like it's more abstract in that sense. So you can end up having more ideas of what can go on.
So, like we mentioned before, we've got a really nice professional setup here. We're doing a jam and making games somewhere that's actually used day to day for making games, which, aside from the game developers who are running Game Jam, there's not a lot of places that do, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, Staffs has 5 different campuses, and 2 of them are mainly based on games. We have this Stoke-on-Trent area, which is renowned in the country for games, and we have the brand new Digital Institute in London, which is half dedicated to esports, half dedicated to games, as far as I remember.
I think there might be some other stuff there, but it's
mainly,
mostly us.
It's mainly digital.
Yeah.
So it's mainly games and it's mainly esports.
So yeah, we've got just under 10 rooms booked, almost all games rooms. So
which is a lot compared to what we usually do, to be fair.
Yeah, and these are around 30 machines each, so we've got space for a lot more jammers than are actually here. Dedicated machines with UE4 and Unity, and most of them have 3ds Max and Maya on. They've all got Adobe on. And then there's the bring your own computer rooms, in case, we thought, well, what if a whole team shows up and wants to bring their own computers? We can't really put them in a lab. We'll
and plus
give
the
them a new room.
fact of we can't really download software that much without admin access.
But
to make sure we're extra secure,
We've got pretty much everything that people wouldn't already be planning on bringing with them anyway. And we've got we wanted to avoid the general crunch attitude that's become, we acknowledge it more as a problem in the industry now, especially over the last 12 months. So we wanted to avoid this sleeping under desks and sleeping on desks.
But it's kind of a game jam ritual.
Yeah,
as weird as that is.
We wanted to give people the option of, well, you don't have to sleep there. We've got a room you can sleep in. We've got 2 rooms you can sleep in.
Yeah.
So, if you want to curl up under a desk, then
go for it.
You can, but you might want to consider the designated sleeping space.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's also more comfy and easier, and they're not exactly going to be blocked off.
Yeah, and not everybody wants to come to Games Jam and work for 48 hours. Some people just plan to do the 9 to 5.
Exactly.
Which, designated sleeping space would be really helpful for that. You're sleeping in a room where there's jamming going on, you're going to be woken up. We've got a rest area booked out as well.
Yep.
So
entirely for breaks, not for necessarily sleeping.
Yeah.
Because we have 2 sleeping rooms.
Burnout is a thing that happens over Game Jam. We kind of want to give people an outlet to avoid that. So if they find they're staring at the same problem for 2 hours and it's not getting any better, they can go to the break room for half an hour. It might be fixed after 10 minutes in there. The solution will just suddenly come to them. We want to give them that option.
I mean, it happens for everything, not just games.
Yeah. I've had that happen with my stuff before.
Yeah.
And then every now and again we'll do a stupid activity in there just to keep things lively, keep a general atmosphere of stupidness and fun, I guess. Just keep it light.
I mean, after all, that's exactly what we're trying to do. We don't want it to be a stressful environment. We don't want it to be too hectic.
And Game Jam's about having fun anyway. We'd have some silly prizes. Give us some prizes at the end.
Yeah. Doing a little... I know us here, for what we're doing for breaks, We are planning on a little award ceremony at the end before our keynote.
We're running our own little game between the teams that happen to, if somebody shows up in the break room, they tell us which team they're on, and then if we end up doing a stupid activity in there, we'll give them some points and award a prize to the team that... just stupid little competition that can go on. And
it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, give people things to think about that aren't just this one game that otherwise would just dominate their attention for 48 hours and slowly start to drive them insane, because that's not what Game Jam's about. You're here to make a game and have fun doing it.
I mean, effectively, it's like we've got two types of competitions going on. Games Jam and our own things.
To make Game Jam fun.
Exactly.
And we hope you're all having fun.
It's been
we are
5 hours for us, so everyone's kind of crunch, but also excited.
It's the fun design part at the moment. The only part that's fun to watch, but we can't show you it because they're all talking about the theme.
But another thing that we do have here at Staffs is the campus security. So we are able to make sure that every person in the building is safe, is secure, and everyone who wants to get home at night can easily without being
because
disturbed.
there's loads of people here who live like within a 5-minute walk of campus, and they kind of need to be able to feel like they can just
to get home
go home
than it would
and
be
come
to
back
sleep.
in the middle of a city at 3 a.m. if they want to, and it's nice to be able to do that.
Oh yeah.
So last year we had what was effectively just one, it was a one-man band organisation.
Oh, basically, yeah. It wasn't greatly run, but it still worked.
We got a functional jam out of it, but we thought, there was a bunch of the volunteers from last year got together and thought, okay, we're not doing that again.
I can't say I blame them.
Yeah, we're gonna get together. We'll grab a couple of people from GDS, which is our Games Development Society, and we need more manpower to do this. So now it's us running the event. We've got people from GDS on the management team and as volunteers. We've got people from the games courses. We've got people from VGU, Video Games Union.
Yes, which is our biggest society, surprisingly. It has, I think, over 200 members, if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure that entry is free.
That's why they have so many members.
Don't quote me on that. But VGU is our biggest society because it's so welcoming and it's enjoyable because everyone just does whatever they want basically with games, and it's a good time, and they all seem incredibly friendly. But they actually have run it for the past couple of years, which is why we had a one-man team last year, because the management of VGU decided to run it on its own.
And we've got an esports society as well. Several esports societies.
We have about 3, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They all do different things but similar things.
Okay, how does that work?
Basically, we've got an esports society which just plays games for fun.
Mm-hmm.
We've got an esports event society which puts on events, which are formerly known as CEASE, and you may have heard of them from such events as Colosseum and our ever popular Twitch streams, which are hosted, I think, every week, if I remember rightly. And we've got another esports society which does something else, and I don't remember what.
Are they the ones that do Varsity, or is that?
That's kind of between VGU and CEASE.
Because we've got our regular Varsity with Keele University, who are just 5 minutes down the road, where we kind of for a fortnight we pretend to not get on with each other and have sports competitions with them and decide who's the best university, and then 2 weeks later everybody's forgotten about it and we're all friends again.
I mean, it's the biggest event that this university does. I wouldn't necessarily say people forget it.
Well, no, but they forget that we weren't getting on and we're a buddy again, and it's kind of funny to watch as an outsider who's not sport related.
Yeah.
Because like now we hate each other. Now we're good. But yeah, is our esports varsity with them as well?
Yes, it is.
So I mean, I was going to ask how that works, but I guess you sit people down and play games, and it's not really all that different, is it?
It's basically 2 teams, usually 4 teams, of different games. So things like Rainbow Six, CS:GO, and a couple of others, basically sit down and verse each other, pretty much. It's pretty simple, but as like varsity, which is a multitude of sports where we compete with Kiel, esports is basically 5 or 6 events. I think we've added a couple more recently, so it's just a internal tournament where we compete with Kiel against many games. We have a state-of-the-art esports hub where a lot of events take place, and they have incredible cameras, vision mixers, and every PC has state-of-the-art hardware, and it's incredible.
It's a nice room. I've been past it and sort of stared longingly through the windows because my access card doesn't let me into the esports room because I'm not an esports student, and most of the games development courses, I think we all just kind of wish that room was ours because it's a nice room.
Oh, it is. It's incredible. And if you compare that to Digital Institute in London, I think that one's double the size because it's, you know,
I'm going to have to go down there at some point and stare longingly through their windows as well.
I want to go to London purely for that reason, just to look at it, because from what I've heard, it's great. But talking about the Esports Hub, it's where, as I previously mentioned, we have events such as Colosseum, Esports Varsity, and a lot of others. So here's some footage from there about previous events we've done.
Hello? Almost to the Tinker. They find the Tinker. That's a start. The Shaker also died in the back. Beautiful headshot through the wall by Jay. Yeah. There you go. It's a point and click. Redman going for another double. Absolutely beautiful. He's just controlling A side by himself.
He's really is. This game now. They want this. They've just finished it. They hit it. Yeah. That's a dead record. Oh, what a nice, huge success. What a nice.
GG, well played.
GG, well played.
Absolutely beautiful. And kills going down.
Everybody, and welcome to the first game of the Colosseum Esports Tournament here at Staffs today.
There's the duel on the test is gone. Early, trying to enable that aggression, but Maywall is so good. Is going to come out on point as well, so that's a lot of
They will take the inhibitor and they will try to.
Yep.
They will see the Q. Oh my god, whoa.
Just
Legion just deleted.
That was a great hook.
Just deleted Kaiser, but then they pop out with Guardian Agent.
No. We're about to find out. Dangerous area. Wes is there to clean up once more. Bump. 1-on-1.
Staffordshire in the middle column.
Right here, and that is to the winners, standalone of the Colosseum Tournament 2019.
Well, that's pretty much all we've got time for. I think
It's been an eventful hour. I can say that.
Yeah, I hope it's been as eventful for everyone out there as it has for us in here, and for everyone watching who has actually started jamming, as opposed to, I think there's another 4 hours worth of people who haven't started yet.
Yeah, we've got 43 hours left here, as far as I can remember.
Or thereabouts.
We started, this was 5 hours into when we started, so yes.
If you say so.
Yeah, we started at 5 p.m. our time, and it is now 11 p.m. our time, so about
yeah,
43,
okay.
42.
So not 43.
Close enough.
Yes, thank you for joining us here at Staffs Uni.
Thank you for Games Jam for allowing us to have this hour slot and for allowing you to see all the wonderful things that have come out of our university and this location and the people and the place. It's great.
Yeah. We hope you all enjoy your jam. We're going to go back out there and enjoy the madness that is ours.
Oh yeah. It's going to be chaos, but it's so intense that it's wonderful. It's such a creative time of year, and that's the best thing about it, because it's the best way to start off a year. You know, especially with this new decade. It's the best start we could have ever hoped for.
We hope you've enjoyed our segment. Good luck with the rest of the stream. Good luck with your jam. And yeah, goodbye from us.
Yeah, I'm Ari.
I've been Ant.
And thank you for joining us.
Maybe we'll see you next year.
Hopefully, if Games Jam allow us back. Goodbye.
Goodbye.